Let's learn how to create a small Java application that connects to MongoDB just using the MongoDB driver. The MongoDB driver is just a library, it's a Java library, so we are not going to use today any data framework like Spring Data or Hibernate. Let's switch to my console here, and I'm going to create the application using Maven. So to use Maven, I'm going to copy and paste and explain. So what I'm doing here is calling Maven, and I'm creating an application that will be MongoDB, and it's going to be called a quick start. So once I click in enter, Maven is doing its thing. And finally, I have this new folder down here, MongoDB quick start. I'm going to clean and enter MongoDB quick start. I have some files in here, so I'm going to fire up my code editor, which is in this case Visual Studio Code. And the first thing that I need to do is to add the MongoDB library, in this case, the MongoDB driver. So I'm going to add this dependency, copying and pasting it here. And as you can see, this is the MongoDB driver, and I'm using the MongoDB driver in the sync version. So we are not going to do any async development today. I'm just going to send things to MongoDB and wait until these commands finish. Now that I'm here, I'm going to also add log4Java because the MongoDB driver uses this to print my logs in screen. Now that we've added the MongoDB driver, I'm going to also add the log4Java dependency, and this way the MongoDB driver can print using this and not printing through the console, and we avoid getting some really ugly warnings. Once we've added the log4Java dependency that is needed for the MongoDB driver, I'm going to save, and then I'm going to build the application. What this thing will do is just pull these libraries and have them there. And now if I go to my application, which is a simple Hello World application, I'm going to add the code needed to connect to MongoDB. So this code looks like this and is quite a simple code. So I'm defining the URI to connect to MongoDB. As you can see, I'm running a local instance of MongoDB, Community Edition in this case, and I'm connecting to the default port using admin MongoDB. Please don't hack my local machine. Instantiating here a client down here, and this client will be used to connect to MongoDB. After that, I'm opening the connection and connecting to a database that is going to be called CRUD test, and connecting to a collection that is going to be called call. Here I have this because I need to import the document, and in this case is the document from org bison. And once I have this, I can run this little piece of code and have a look at the terminal and the results. So once this thing is running, as you can see, all this information is printed out after connecting to MongoDB. That's why we are using the log4Java driver. And here at the bottom, we see connected to database CRUD test. So this thing is working, and in the end, we are closing the connection, which is what we should do always. I'm not managing the exceptions that could appear here. I'm letting that as an exercise to the reader. Now I'm going to insert some data in my database, and to do that, instead of that, I'm going to use insert1. In this case, in my collection, I'm using the method insert1, and I'm just passing a new document. As you can see, the magic of working with MongoDB and the driver is you can create a Java object and just send it, through the network into MongoDB. You don't need to use any libraries to convert from objects into SQL or anything like that. You just work directly with the objects in your application. The result could be okay or not okay. So we are printing out the inserted ID in the case that we've inserted something. So I'm going to run this code. And as you can see down here at the bottom, we've inserted a document, and this is the ID that this document got. All documents in MongoDB should have an ID. So if I keep inserting data, I will get different IDs. But how many documents do I have? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print all the documents just using a simple for each, using here this lambda expression. This is just printing the whole document. So if I run this, I'm inserting another one and then printing everything that is inside this collection. There you have it. This is everything that we have right now in our collection. So from the CRUD point of view, inserting, quite simple, just insert one, and finding stuff in this case, I'm finding everything. If you want to find using a query, you just pass in here an object representing the query. More on that right now, because we are going to also do an update. So how do we do an update? Yes, to do an update, what we do is we put this code in here, and here I'm going to update just one document. Which document? The document that conforms to this filter. So this document at the beginning here is the filter. It would be the where this happens. I'm using here a object ID that most probably is not there. So I'm going to copy one of the object IDs that I know are inside my database, and I'm going to put it here. And this second document is the changes that I'm going to apply to this first document that I'm going to find, if I find it. So in this case, I'm using $set to add a new field on the fly. So one of the really nice things about MongoDB is that inside the same collection, you can have, if you want, documents with different fields. So you can add fields on the fly, as you are going to see right now. And just for you to see it, I'm going to copy also this code and print all the documents after the update. So if I run this code, as you can see, I have all these documents, and these are the same documents after the update. So as you can see, I'm just adding this new field with flexible schema in this case. Finally, let's learn how to delete everything from my collection. So to delete everything, if you want to delete one, you will use delete one. But if you want to delete everything, in this case is delete many, you are going to use delete many. I'm passing in there an empty filter. What this means is I'm trying to delete everything in the collection. This is a little bit dangerous, so it's better to be careful with this filter, and always try this filter in a find before sending a delete. After this, my collection will be completely empty, so I'm going to print out if there's something after this, and I'm going to run the code. And as you can see, I print everything here, and then I print the second time, and the third time there's nothing. Actually, if I rerun the application, I will have just one document inserted, and nothing gets updated. So this is what I have right now, this hello world that was there and has been inserted. So you've seen how easy it is to manage data using the MongoDB driver. And no need for complicated conversions between documents and other languages. It's just straight using the documents in the memory of your Java application. This is something that you will use if you are trying to import some data into MongoDB, if you are writing your own ETLs. And sometimes when you are using Spring Data or Hibernate, you reach the limits of those frameworks and you need to write some code by hand. So in these times, you will need to use the driver, which is something that is running under the hood of these frameworks. So both Spring Data and Hibernate under the hood are using this driver. So I hope you like it, and see you again in a next video.